In a world where SSD prices are falling, is it possible to get major performance improvements with just $105 500GB SSD? And now, let's find out whether it's that true. So it all started when I was trying to get better performance in my system with meddling with the CPU clocks, overclocking, and messing my GPU clocks or so. Then after that, whenever I restart the system or launch applications right after the system boots, it takes forever to turn on. So that's when I knew that the only thing that's holding back my system from better performance is a hard drive that's inside the computer. I recently got a new hard drive. It's a WD Blue 1TB hard drive, but that was super slow. Like the sequential read and write speeds, which is the one that that Windows would put on your drive, not the one write and one read speeds. It's the sequential read and writes. Remember that? Was very low. Like it was at times only 8 or 10 megabytes per second. So opening up applications would take a super long time. So I went to look for an SSD with good sequential read and writes, not one read and one write speeds. And I found it the WD Blue 500GB SSD for $105 on Carousel. It's brand new from Cinema Square. Okay, I did some research about the hard drive and I found that it has a 560 megabyte per second read speed and 530 megabyte per second write speed, which is quite decent. So I went out immediately to get it as soon as possible because the stupid Carousel guy was forcing me, saying the prices will change, blah blah blah. But then eventually I did it. I arrived at Cinema Square and found the store with different prices. So if you go to Cinema Square to buy it, just take note that the prices there are all over the place. You must know what you want to get and the price range that you are going to get it at before you go buy the SSD. So I knew I wanted $105, so I went over there, found the store, got it for $100. No, not M2, SSD. M2 more expensive.
SSD or the price of
very cheap. Normal price is $155.
Yeah, Samsung Evo costs more. And went back home. Okay, now installing the drive, there's a few things you guys want to know before you go out and purchase an SSD. First of all, you're gonna make sure you have a free SATA 6GB port on your motherboard. And second of all, you need to make sure your power supply has another SATA power port in it. If not, if you can't power the SSD, there's no point buying. Okay, once I had made sure that I had the necessary things to support the SSD, my casing and my computer, I installed the SSD on the SSD bracket. You can just leave it at the back of your system because there's no spinning drives in there, so you can just basically leave it anywhere in your system, so that would be possible. But then it might not look like that good to your eyes. Now migrating Windows to the SSD, because now my Windows is on my hard drive and then I want to migrate everything to the SSD. But the thing is that I do not want to have to move all my programs individually from the hard drive to the SSD when I reinstall Windows there. So the one way to do it is that you can use two softwares that will clone your hard drive, either Meridian Reflect or EOS. However, I prefer Meridian Reflect instead, as it doesn't seem to give me some strange error message that I was trying to diagnose during the time I was using EOS, because EOS gave me an error message. But then when I use Meridian Reflect, there's no issue. So I will put the links in the description so if you want to try these two softwares if you are doing the SSD migration. So once you launch Meridian, which I used, you can click on clone drive, then select the destination drive. The destination drive will be reformatted, so you have anything on that SSD you are cloning to, it will be wiped off, so make sure you have nothing there if you have a new drive and you want to reformat the drive first. So now you're going to have to hit migrate the Windows 2, you're going to clone whatever's on your HHD to your SSD, and then it will take a while, it will take a long time. If you are moving from a hard drive to an SSD with more than 300 gigabytes of files on your HHD, it's going to take very long. I'll estimate around 3 hours because that's what it took for me with a relatively new HHD. But then you got to know HHDs, they are really slow. So and they have a shorter longevity compared to a SSD, so just take note about that. Alright, so once you're done, you can finally shut down the computer. Once the transfer is complete, you can go into your BIOS and manually set the boot drive to the SSD, or if you want to be savage, just plug out the other hard drive after you shut down the computer. So once you boot from the new SSD, you'll see, damn, it's super fast. Like I'm not even gonna, I'm like, it's really fast compared to my old system. Okay, once you turn on the system, you gotta make sure that everything is transferred over to your SSD. That means everything on your SSD is equal to those of the HHD. So once you make sure about that, then you can go ahead and wipe and delete the partition of your HHD. So that HHD, you can use it for storing videos or pictures depending on the lifespan. If let's say you use if let's say you found out that the HHD has more than 4 or 5 years of operating hours on it, you might want to change it because it might not be as reliable. Okay, now for benchmarks. From the old system to turn on and launch Google Chrome from a start, it took more than 2 minutes. But with an SSD, it was under 1 minute. That is pretty substantial differences. So from my experience, this is some advice I'll give to you guys when you're doing this migration. Make sure that your HHD, make sure that the amount of space on your HHD that you're migrating over to your SSD is at least 50 gigs less or 100 gigs less than your SSD storage. So let's say your hard drive inside you have 400 gigs, then your SSD is 500 gigs, the migration will be okay. But if your HHD, let's say you have 1 terabyte of videos and random stuff on them, and then you try migrating it to a 500 gig SSD, that would not work. You need to have a 1 terabyte SSD, or you can clear off stuff from your HHD before you do the migration. I would recommend if you're buying SSDs, do not buy used ones, because used ones might have bad sectors on them, or used ones also can have very high power on hours. That means they could fail any moment. So one thing you can do is that when you're asking people on Carousel, you can ask them to tell you about the power on hours of the drive. Always check that. If it's more than 3 or 4 or 5 years, you do not want to use that drive. And also do your research and make sure that mixed read and write speeds on the drive is actually very good and high. If it's very low, slower than a hard drive, you're going to get bad performance. You also want to make sure that this drive that you buy is a reputable brand and not some China made one with bad chips in it that will fail very quickly. So with that, I'll say go ahead. If you are wanting to buy this certain SSD, I'll also link it in the description down below. But other than that, I'll say go ahead. In 2018, it's really nice to do this SSD upgrade. You get to experience the speed of clicking a certain application that's waiting only 1 second for it to come up. It's really efficient, it's time saving, and then you also get that additional speed. You know, when you're playing games, you just click the game, you load in, you'll be the first one to load in. Like, you'll be very fast compared to other players in the game. I tested it before. So if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, share a comment down below, and I'll see you guys again next time.